What's up, my brothers and sisters? It's Christian Gamer Foxtrot here. Yeah, I've got another good one for you today. I guess, since when did I become Steve Harvey from Family Feud? But besides that, we're reading another chapter by the Kyuubivixen. So, yeah. We may or may not have some special guests here joining the stream later. Depends on what's going on. I hope we do. Happening so late. But, so before we get into it though, just a quick wrap up. Sonic, Tails, Amy, Knuckles, Dr. Eggman, Shadow, and Metal Sonic now are all trapped in Sonic's house, and they're forced to watch every single episode of the first season, as we learned in the last chapter, of Sonic Boom. And they are not allowed to leave Sonic's house until they watch all of them, because this supposed thing is keeping them there. It has the power, it's keeping them there. I don't know how it's being able to do this, but something. So usually it's, and that's a good thing, you know. You want to have a good laugh every now and then. So basically, Metal Sonic's appearance is actually recent, and he's basically leashed to the wall, which is kind of funny. I don't even remember the ending of the last one. I guess. Oh, right. Shadow is now forced to clean the entire kitchen or whatever, because he broke the place, because he got mad and he's so angry and he's tired. Everybody else, Shadow wants it over with, Dr. Eggman wants it over with, Metal Sonic wants it over with pretty much as fast as possible. Join it, being his quirky self. Knuckles just wants to hurry up and get back to his Emerald, of course, to Angel Island. Amy, she's enjoying it because of the whole Son Amy. And Tails is pretty much just sitting there. So yeah, I think I've wrapped up the story pretty much to the best of my ability. Sorry it took so long to do that. Well, then again, 3 minutes, that's not too bad. Speaking of which, I should actually open up in my YouTube page the stream on my channel. I'm live right now. That way, chat. It's not really going to do much. I'm going to pause it because, you know, otherwise you're just going to hear over and over again, and nobody wants that. So, all right, we got the live chat. Nothing's here right now. That's fine. We'll just see what happens. So, yeah, I mean, let's go. So I'm gonna just put this in the little corner right here, and let's get into reading the story. Oh, but before I do, 2 things. Number 1, all rights go to the Kyuubivixen. She is a really awesome person who's allowed me to read these stories on YouTube. Thank you so very much, Kyuubi. Secondly, the story is rated T, but Kyuubi, we're making this family friendly. I say that, I've said it in like previous videos. I really need to make this into a playlist. That should be on like a to-do list or something. So anyway, also third thing, I checked YouTube earlier. Apparently, we finally got past the 10 subscriber mark. Like, I've been at like 8 subscribers for a little while now, so now we're at 11. We went from 8 to 11, so much, everyone watching, or maybe watching later, considering no one's really watching right now, for subscribing. So, yeah, thank you for that. Let's get into this. My Arms Are Blue, Chapter 6. Okay, here's the disclaimer. Disclaimer, I don't own the games or the show. Enjoy. All right, Kyuubi, thank you. Oh, also, something I may have forgotten to mention. It actually has basically the script for the show so that you know when they're watching the show. So for when they do that, I'm going to say to bold, which means the show's there, and out of bold, which means it's back to the regular them and not them on the Sonic Boom TV show. And then back to bold, meaning we're back to the TV show. So, yeah, pretty easy. Okay, let's get back into this. Let's just see. Okay, when Shadow finished with his gruesome chore, as I said, he had to sweep the kitchen. He threw the broom and dustpan in a random direction because he honestly didn't care and left the kitchen to rejoin the others. My bad. Well, then again, that's first try. Yeah, mistakes are made. All of the attention was on him, and to his extreme irritation, Metal Sonic was the first to speak up. It is about time that you returned. The completion of my prime objective had been prolonged because of you. And yes, I am doing voices, and I don't care what you say because of it. A single twitch of an eye was Metal's only warning before his head was brutally ripped off his shoulders. Okay, I'm just going to skip that part. So a single twitch of an eye was Metal's only warning before his head was rudely ripped off his shoulders. Skipping the next sentence. The robot's body slumped over in a shadow of sparks, and Shadow stared at the metallic head in his hand with disdain. Eggman rose a subtle brow. I should be upset that you decapitated my robot with one move, but at this point I feel the opposite. Now it went back to being only one Sonic making his life miserable. Tails and Amy had yelped at the violent action. That makes sense. They didn't know what to think. On one hand, the potential danger wasn't a concern anymore. However, one wrong word and they could face Shadow. They wisely wouldn't speak until it was clear that the Stripe one had calmed down. Had that sense of self-preservation. Oh, Shads, who am I going to tag team with to embarrass Eggman now? Oh man, that's kind of funny actually. Sonic complained, though a teasing grin grew on his muzzle. But he was kind of right, Shadow. Did you really think that you were gonna win that bet? I mean, come on. He was then knocked unconscious when Metal's head smashed against his. Is this, like, actually for real right now? Okay, that was the best thing Eggman's seen all day. Sonic! Amy gasped, standing up from the couch. Sorry. I'm proud of his voice, sorry. Yeah, just forgot to do hers, probably shouldn't. Anyway, she sent the limp speedster a worried look before glaring at Shadow. Never mind saving herself, he had hurt Sonic. Again. She was so going to get Shadow back for this. When the striped hog returned her glare 1,000 times over, she wilted a bit. She was so going to get him back. At a later date. She had to take a rating check on this one. I don't blame you. Tails stood as well, but before either of them moved toward the knocked-out motor mouth, Knuckles said, I get this. Knuckles' voice, by the way. The Echidna pushed himself up and approached the Azure Hedgie. The Guardian smirked down at Sonic. He was about to get his revenge and help the other out. The thing couldn't be mad at him. The hard slap that came next was extremely satisfying. Getting back down, winced like he was the one who had been hit. That makes sense. That actually makes sense, and that's actually something other than the story, is that you know you're a good writer when the reader can actually understand, like, why characters react a certain way. I mean, granted, this is a fan fiction, so of course you know a little bit about the characters and their backstories, but Kyuubi is managing, she knows the characters well enough so that when she paints them in a vivid picture, you understand it. You understand why they react the way they do. And that's good, because a writer needs to know their characters inside and out, even if it's fan fiction. He whined, worried about his brother's steadily decreasing brain cell count. Not you, too. That's probably a terrible Tails voice, but I've got to try something. Knuckles shrugged as Sonic groaned in pain. I don't know what kind of Knuckles voice that's trying to be. My bad. Oh, man. Sonic groused? I'm going with groused. Oh, man, Sonic groused as he rubbed where Shadow had lost. His words were, what hit me? Twice. He asked, touching where Knuckles had slapped him with his other hand, dazed. His brain eventually came back online, and he looked at Knuckles, then at Metal's severed head on the Shadow. Sonic's lip twitched downwards. You guys are the worst friends. I need a refund. Wow. Sonic, come on. Also, you know what? I'll actually save that for later. We aren't friends. Shadow snarled from the depths of his dark soul before taking Knuckles' formerly occupied seat beside his suddenly anxious Tails. Okay, Tails is probably scared for his life, I imagine, right now. Yeah. And Kyuubi, not that I hate what you're doing with Knuckles. I understand he's a little, but you're kind of playing into the whole Shadows like the Hedgehog sort of thing. You got like the other stories, Reality Breach and Alternate Reality, which actually give Shadow emotion and show that he's actually like more than just this Hedgehog or whatever. But anyway, let's keep going. Knuckles huffed as he plopped down by Sonic. To shut up by slapping me was the best lesson. The echidna ignored Sonic's indignant pout and picked up the remote Shadow left behind. He was about to press the button to play My Fair Stixie. Great. Another episode all about her. But he froze when Metal Sonic's head blinked out of existence and reappeared attached to his body lying on the ground. Okay, I don't understand how that works. Like, how? Like, I'm trying to logic my brain around this. Science, please. Can I get game theory? No? Okay. Metal rebooted, his red opticals flashing, and he sat back up. He touched his neck. The collar was stubborn. Yeah, he's got a collar around his neck, and he's leashed into the wall. My bad for not saying that before. Before turning to a bewildered Shadow. Be lucky that I am restrained, for now I have obtained a grudge against you, ultimate life form. Why? That's what I'm going for with Metal. It's just like I guess it's like stereotypical robot. Cyberman from Doctor Who, though. You will be deleted, be upgraded. You will become human 2.0. Doctor Who was a man. Anyway, back to this. Shadow was, my life is a sick joke. I guess the thing really wants him to watch, huh? Sonic chuckled, only to cringe when a dull pain throbbed. Dang it, Shadow, did you really? Yeah, yes. If it can just put metal back together like that, does it have actual healing abilities too? Tails question, tapping his chin. Let's just assume that every question regarding it is yes, Eggman said with a sour look. I'm sorry, guys. I can't do it as well as Mike Pollock does. My bad. His time without metal had been too brief. Enjoy it properly. Yeah. Amy tilted her head. What about can it now? It could. Did I say Amy tilted her head? Can it let us out right now? I'm sorry. I'm not going to try it. My bad. Mm-mm. It can, but it won't. Knuckles grunted before letting the show play. And now I got to scroll up, guys. Whoops. Here we go. To bold. The scene started with meteors raining out of the sky, sending the villagers into a panic. Sonic and crew were standing by some steps, watching with mouths agape. Out of bold. Tails, who was putting as much space between him and Shadow as possible, he almost had died once. He didn't want to go through that again. Fought to keep his focus on the screen and not on his striped neighbor. Meteor shower? That's new. How in the world are they going to stop that? Amy, completely understanding why the kit was basically in her lap, drew a blank. By making a wish? I really shouldn't be doing that. But come on, Amy. Ironically enough, that's actually what's next. Like, literally, back to Vogue. Amy was the only one smiling. Meteors are shooting... I'm sorry, I'm not doing a voice. Meteors are shooting stars. We shouldn't be running. We should be making wishes. I wish for a pony. Kyuubi, if your job is to embarrass me by reading these stories online, you've officially done it. All eyes... out of bold, my bad. All eyes found Rose, and the Pinkette facepalmed. Not that kind of wish. People could be getting hurt, buildings could be getting destroyed, and she wanted a pony. Her other self had to learn how to prioritize. People's safety, then a perfect romantic relationship with Sonic, and then a pony. Mamma mia. Back to bold. Sonic gave her a side glance. And I wish you'd take cover. He grabbed the Pinkette's wrist and ran off, Tails, Knuckles, and Sticks following after them. Now under the shelter of a building, Amy frowned at Sonic with her arms crossed. How come your wish came true? Sonic just smirked to himself. Out of bold. Sonic furrowed his brow, inwardly hissing when that action sparked pain. Seriously, was it beat up Sonic Day or something? His came true because, I don't know, he didn't want to be flattened by a meteor and just moved? The other Amy is weird, Knuckles observed, bouncing his knee up and down. One day she's reasonable, another day she's as crazy as a singing juggler, and now... Amy couldn't help to agree. Yeah, we can see that the other Sonic is inexperienced perfection. The other Tails is smart like the one here. The other Knuckles is dumb, and Sticks is a paranoid mess. The other me is all over the place. Knuckles snorted. Well, she surely isn't the crazed fangirl we all know. Amy materialized her hammer. What was that? Sorry. Okay, maybe I will do somewhat of a voice. My bad. The kid had to learn to stop bad-mouthing her before he ended up like Sonic. Nothing. Anyway, back to bold. Should I use my meteor defense system? Sticks suggested. Wow, what was up with that? I sound... I don't know what I sound like. Well, yeah, I do, but I probably can't say it. Not because of dirty language or anything, just because, like, suggested themes. Tails rose her brow. You have a meteor defense system? Out of Bold. Knuckles sighed. Of course she does. Back to Bold. The Badger confidently nodded. I have defense systems for all sorts of junk. She tapped levers that were suddenly nearby. Wildfires, floods, people trying to read my thoughts. Okay, Out of Bold. Sonic blinked. Wow. Okay, Nux, I take back what I said about her just being unique. She's flying circles over the cuckoo's nest. The echidna nodded. That's what I'm saying. Sorry. Tails agreed, but he also thought that the Badger was almost onto something. UT could read her thoughts. She threw that thing into the ocean, though, Sonic responded. And plus, she said people, not robots. Tails couldn't refute that. Right. Back to Bold. Sonic decided to ignore that last part. Yeah, start with the meteor one. Six aimed at an incoming meteor before pulling a lever. Multiple large paddles were released, and they swatted the rocks, sending them away. Out of Bold. That's not how science works, Tails muttered to himself. Because of the velocity of the meteors, their heavy masses, and their gravitational pull, those defense mechanisms should have been destroyed. Science, boy. My bad. Okay. This outcome is improbable. Metal examined the situation. The chances of meteors being perfectly lined up to those immobile mechanisms were slim to none. As the meteors crashing into the earth below, creating massive craters and killing all who was in the vicinity with their rotting remains littered around. I did not expect that. And Metal, wow, you are dark. Sonic favored not imagining his dead body. Thanks for that imagery, Metal. Really appreciate it. I detect sarcasm. The Azure Speedster rolls his eyes. No, I just love picturing myself and all my friends as corpses in the middle of a ruined village. There it is again. Oh, man. Oh. If only he died, Shadow grumbled, tired of hearing those two go at it. Shadow, you are edgier than you were in your own games. Just stop, please. Thank you. Anyway, Shadow grumbled, tired of hearing those two go at it. Tired of being awake, tired of being tired. Then the show would be over and I could go home. Looks like Shadow needed priorities too. Yeah. Okay. Back to Bold. The people trying to read my mind. Trying to read my thoughts one is exactly the same, but with tinfoil trim. Yeah, I can't do it, Styx explained. Out of Bold. Tails was going to question it, but then he realized that he shouldn't have expected anything else. Back to Bold. Most of the group were lounging around Tails' house now. Styx strolled in through the front door carrying a letter. She held it up. Someone left this at my house. Sonic paused, sipping on his juice, and said dryly, Yeah, the mailman. Yeah, mailman. Is it a letter? I mean, it's a letter. Sorry. Letter, huh? The Badger sniffed the envelope. I don't know. Paper folded over itself? What's it hiding? A letter, duh. Anyway, out of Bold, Knuckles deadpanned. Another piece of paper. Someone please help this girl. Amy frowned at the screen. Was that her first time getting mail? Maybe I will, maybe I won't do Amy's voice. I don't know. It has to be. Sonic absently tapped his foot. There's no other reason why she doesn't know how an envelope works. Back to Bold. Amy went over. The pink cat opened it and gasped in surprise. Styx, you've been nominated for an award. They really need a better name for that thing, Tails muttered to himself. Sorry, I didn't do that. Ooh, let me see. Knuckles snatched the paper, donned reading glasses. That was actually kind of funny in the actual show, and looked closely. Oh, wait, I can't read. Oh, man. Why did they make him so stupid, though? Out of bold. Knuckles sunk low in the couch, ignoring Sonic's chuckles. He threw his hands in the air. Of course he can't read. Why would he? It's icing on top of the big stupid cake. He was calling it. He was going to lose his mind before this marathon was over. I get a 2-week break. Apparently these chapters happen back to back to back. Or week break. Week, 2 weeks, something like that. Eggman crossed his arms. At least you're not destined to watch another version of you fail over and over again, rodent. Knuckles rose a dubious brow. Really? Yeah, the other doctor is stupid too, but at least he's illiterate stupid. Okay, back to Bold. Now Sonic had possession of the paper. Give me that. He then read off what it said. In honor of saving our village, the mayor cordially invites you to the awardees. Huh. He smiled. Conveniently, you can also bring your 4 closest pals. Everyone looked at Sticks excited, including Comedy Chimp, who showed up out of nowhere. Okay. Oh, is that the chimp from the comedy show on the previous episodes or whatever? Must be. Sorry. I don't remember everything about the show, okay? Okay. Out of Bold. Sonic scrunched up his nose. That bad comedian is there now? What, are they seriously friends with him? Tails shook his head. How could they be friends with someone who tells those awful jokes all the time? You're friends with Faker, Shadow grunted. Sonic bristled as his ego was knocked down another level. To be honest, Sonic, that's probably a good thing. I've taken enough hits already. Yeah, Tails seriously couldn't stop himself from saying. We don't have enough aloe for those burns. Dude! Sonic gasped at the kid who was trying to hide his mirth. You would stoop so low to betray your own family? I thought what we had was special. Your jokes aren't always the best, that's all. The hero began to sulk, muttering about foxes and their terrible sense of humor. Hey. Are you including me in that, Kyuubi? Or, because I'm Foxtrot? Christian Gamer Foxtrot? Alright, whatever, let's just keep going. Back to Bold. Sonic looked at the odd one out. Sorry, Comedy Chimp. The ape sighed and left. Now, where was I? The speedster cleared his throat and continued. The awardees will be at the mayor's mansion. You'll dine on... Oh, Sonic was pleasantly surprised. Elegant food and mingle with elegant guests, after which the awardee award will be awarded to the winner. Which could be you. Okay. I'm sorry if I just messed up his voice right there. My bad. Out of Bold. A fancy dinner at a mayor's mansion? Amy pondered aloud. That doesn't seem like an Eggman-y scheme. A spark of hope fluttered in the doctor's chest. Relieved the other me isn't in this episode. I'm sick of seeing his failures. Your life is a failure, Doctor. Metal glanced at him. You should be used to it by now. Eggman was seeing red. I did not ask you, Metal. Temples, his headache coming back. What did his life become? Well, to be fair, you're a video game character, so... yeah. Back to Bold. Sticks was dejected. I can't make it. What? Amy questioned. Why not? Well, I'm slammed this week. Stick opened the date book. Tuesday, rummage through garbage. Wednesday, rummage through garbage. Thursday, get tetanus shot. Friday, rummage through garbage. She shut the book. I'm booked solid. I'm glad there's actually nothing mentioned about Saturday there. Anyway, out of Bold. Ew. Amy fanned her nose. Just thinking of the smell was making her queasy. How can she and they stand the smell? I'm sure she takes showers, Tails guessed. Hopefully. She has to like the odor if she's doing it nearly every day. Okay, back to Bold, excuse me. This is the honor of a lifetime, Amy tried to convince her. Tails decided to help Rose out. You might even win a shiny trophy. You love shiny things. Six, I do love shiny things. She then shook her head vehemently. But no, nuh-uh, nah. Out of bold. Sonic snickered. So she has a bit of rouge in her too, huh? Tails joined him. Sure does. The hero suddenly stopped laughing to throw the kid a weak glare and to stick his tongue out at him. Sonic then pointedly looked away. Tails inwardly sighed. Wasn't he supposed to be the little brother here? Oh, oh, oh. That's so true, though. Like, Tails is the younger one, but yet he's so much more mature than Sonic could probably ever be. With an IQ of 300, that probably comes naturally. You're probably just so smart, you just feel like being mature like that. Ugh. Oh, my legs. I'm okay. Ugh. Okay, back to Bold. Amy understood what was happening here. Sticks, are you afraid to go? Afraid? No, of course not. No, wait, nuh-uh, nope. Suddenly bashful. A little. Amy's voice was comforting. Sticks, there's nothing to fear. Look at me. I'm a feral badger. Sticks gestured to herself. I'll embarrass myself. I don't know why I said it like that. My bad. Out of Bold. Aw, I feel bad for her, Amy commented. She's nervous. She even called herself feral, Knuckles mumbled. How far away does she live from the village? It can't be that far. It doesn't matter how far it is, Amy argued. She still lives in the jungle, which is a complete opposite of a fancy schmancy gathering. She calmed down some. Sticks is going to need a lot of work. All right, back to Bold. Who cares what people think? Sonic asked. Yeah, every one of these parties is a windbag anyway. Knuckles turned to Sonic and acquired a snobbish tone. What a robust mustache you have, Colonel Grumpkin. Sonic mimicked his voice, bowing. Why, thank you, Madam Stinkbottom. They both laughed at their joke. Okay. Out of Bold. They have a point, Sonic wondered aloud. But they could have delivered that a different way because that was bad. What accents were those anyway? Who knows? Knuckles muttered distastefully. The Bluebird gestured at the TV. Worse than that, can they? There was silence, and Sonic knew he just needed to stop asking. No offense, Sonic, but it is kind of true. Back to Bold. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Amy put her hands on her hips, radiating confidence. I'll teach you how to be a lady. That's the thing that holds garbage, right? Sticks guessed. Okay. And now I feel terrible. Well, then again, this, for those of you claiming that this is offensive, I want to say that in the show, this was said by a female. And second off, this story itself that I'm reading right now was written by a female. So if you're going to come at me saying, oh, you're sexist or whatever, not. I never will be. I'm all about equality. So, yeah, no. Okay. Anyway, back to this. No, the Pink Cat corrected. A lady is a polite, sophisticated member of society, and you can be that. She put up a finger. Lesson 1. Don't discuss garbage. Okay. Okay. Out of Bold. A lady defines as a polite, sophisticated member of society. Metal peered back at Amy. Then you could not possibly be one. So are you a male? Okay, that's a little messed up. Again, this was written by a female, so yeah. Before she jumped out of her seat and pounded the robot into the floor with her hammer. Calm down, Amy. Whatever you do to Metal won't be permanent. The Pink Cat still looked downright scary, bitterly jerking. If you don't sit down, you'll be proving him right. Amy took a deep breath and audibly exhaled before taking her seat. I am a lady, she snapped at the Meg. Don't forget it. But the stated definition of a lady is, I am ignoring you. Not to mention that's not the true definition of it at all. Okay, back to Bold. Sick deadpan. I'm out. Come on, Amy encouraged. You can do this. The badger eventually caved, saying, okay, I'll try. Amy cheered. Great. A proper lady requires an escort for the gala. Wow, it's definitely been a while since I've seen this show, if I can't even pronounce that. I don't even know what that word means. Comedy Chimp suddenly reappeared in the doorway with a hopeful grin. Everyone silently stared at him. The grin faded away. With you guys. I don't even know his voice. That's just what I'm doing. He left again. Out of Bold. He's totally desperate, isn't he? Sonic questioned, and the room agreed with him. Back to Bold. Amy then turned to Sonic, and the blue hedgehog flatly denied, no. Please, Sticks deadpanned. I don't want to embarrass myself in front of fancy folk. Ugh. Sonic gave in. Fine. But I'm not wearing pants. I'm skipping the out of Bold, but I'm skipping the next line. Sonic snorted. Oh wait, never mind. I gotta skip that too. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Amy all but yelled, glaring at the show. Did other me just suggest that Sticks and Sonic be partners? Why couldn't she ask Knuckles to? Or Tails? That would have been so cute. Okay. Before the fox could argue, she continued, why would she let Sticks get close like that? Sonic is her man. Of course. Maybe it's because she's good friends with Sticks and she trusts her? Sonic brought up in a small voice, not wanting to set the girl off. He wasn't agreeing with what the pinkette was saying. No one belonged to anybody. It was a free spirit, dang it. But a heated Amy wasn't a fun Amy to be around. Amy narrowed her eyes at him and hummed, reining herself back in and smothering her judgment. For now. Back to Bold. Yeah, my bad. Sorry. The badger ran over and hugged him. Out of Bold, a particular pinkette restrained a growl building up in her throat. Back to Bold. Thank you, she chirped excitedly while Sonic seemed to be missing that level of energy. Amy was ready to get started. If you want to be a lady, you'll have to train hard. You up for it? Yo, doing a video in here, bro. Read the sign on the door. No. Amy was ready to get started. If you want to be a lady, you'll have to train hard. You up for it? Yes.
Boot gang, you know what I'm saying? I am on cocaine right now.
You can't say that while I'm live. I am so sorry. I am so sorry for everyone who was just watching. I did not plan that. That did not come out my mouth. That was him. I'm so sorry for the foul language. Parents, if you're letting your children watch, I am so sorry for that.
My bad. I didn't even know he was live, y'all. My bad.
Did you not see the fact that I'm recording with that sign up there?
No, I didn't. I just paid attention to that. I never do.
Can you please get out of here so I can keep recording?
Hold
on. I'm reading a story.
East Side Rook stuff, boy.
Why do you talk like that, man? I don't get it.
East Side Rook. You feel me? East Side Rook. Hey, comment down low. Boom gang. If you know what I'm talking about. Boom gang.
Okay, I'm locking my door again. How did you even break in here? You know what, on second thought, I don't want to find out, and I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry. From the bottom of my gut, explosive.
Gang, you know what I'm saying?
Did you break in? This should just be a note to me. Give up YouTube. As long as I'm here, I might as well just give up. I'm sorry, everyone, but this may be the last video. If you guys want me to continue YouTube, please comment down below. But, well, I guess I can continue. Honestly, I really want to because it's so much fun. I love doing videos like this. I'm just going to have problems like that. I'm sorry. It's just a part of my experience, I guess. Okay, anyway, where was I? Yeah. Oh, right. Yes. Sticks faced her. I only have one question. She held out a snail. Can I take this snail with me? Out of hold? What? Tails asked. Knuckles rubbed his forehead. I'm seriously giving up on her. Back to Bold. Can we just move past the fact that there was accidentally some PG-13 language here? I'm so sorry for that. You know, with the thing a minute ago. I'll stop talking about it. Back to Bold. The two girls were now in Amy's home. Meeting someone new, start with a compliment, Amy said. Try saying something nice about their perfume. Sticks began sniffing, excuse me, the other all over, not noticing how uncomfortable Amy was. You don't stink, the badger declared when she was done. Amy hesitantly smiled. Out of Bold. Sonic allowed a small smirk. To be fair, she did what Amy said. Knuckles was doubtful. I think that was more of a stated fact. Not really. That's kind of opinion. Is that opinionated? Can you make an opinion off of something like that? My bad. Perhaps it is fact. I don't know. Anyway. Metal decided to speak up. Compliment, a polite expression of praise and admiration. The echidna nodded. Okay, so Sonic, get this. He cleared his throat. Sonic, you do a great job in protecting Station Square. That's a compliment. He then forced his voice to be level and toneless. Sonic, you don't run slow. That's not a compliment. It's a statement. The Azure Speedster's lopsided grin grew. But aren't all compliments just statements with a little admiration sprinkled on top? No, they aren't. Knuckles paused when the realization hit him. Huh. The more you know. That's a good way to look at it. Tails snickered louder than normal, and he figured that Sonic had stopped the cold shoulder treatment when the blue hero joined with him. A bit of an ego boost, that's all. Knuckles. The Guardian rolled his eyes over this. Whatever. Compliment or not, Stinks isn't good at it. Back to Bold. They were now outside the house. Sonic had joined them. Sticks was holding onto the Blue Blur's arms, preparing themselves to practice an elegant entrance. Ahem. Out of Bold, and I think you guys are going to love this. Amy may or may not be frothing at the mouth. Okay. Back to Bold. Amy was standing to the side, watching. She held up a stopwatch. She began the timer. Sonic and Sticks shared a brief look before strolling forward. When a cardboard cutout of a fancy person popped up, Sticks gestured to Sonic. This is my male consort. The standee didn't respond, staring blankly. The badger put up her fist. And if you don't like him, I'll knock you out. She shook her head in disappointment. No, Sticks. Ladies don't fight. That really goes against her entire place in the entire show and in the games. Ahem. Okay, out of Bold. Oh, yes, they do. The pink head strongly opposed, rating a dangerous R that got Tails thinking that he was trapped between a rock and a hard place. Got Amy on one side and Shadow on the other. Tails, I'm sorry, buddy, but you're pretty much dead. They do fight, especially the girl hanging off her boyfriend. She threw Metal a pointed look. Sophisticated manner, of course. Metal shook his head. I still believe that you aren't. I am a lady, Amy roared before facing Sonic, giving him a twitchy smile. Right, Sonic-ku? She asked too sweetly. Hesitant thumbs up. Definitely, Ames. No doubt about it. Validated. If her one and only agreed with her, then she didn't have to listen to anyone else's opinion. Eggman blinked in shock before leaning closer to his arch rival and whispering, "She's the real evil in your life." Wow. That's all. What can you really do? Wow. Like the fact that Eggman is willing to say, yeah, she's the real evil in your life, is base. I would say that that's like pretty much giving up on trying to be the most evil person in your rival's life. Just like, nope, can't do it. This person's already got me beat, man. No point. It's all yours. Only when Amy had looked away from him did Sonic respond. She's actually a great friend when she's not so intense. Back to Bold. The females were now sitting on the pink-head soft couch. They were both holding teacups. When in doubt, pinky's out, Amy recited, raising said finger as she took a sip. SpongeBob reference. Yay! I don't watch SpongeBob. I used to, but I don't. Okay, except for like voiceovers on memes or whatever, but I don't like sit down in front of my TV and watch the actual show, you know what I mean? I don't watch in fact, frankly, I'm not really one for many cartoons. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't watch a cartoon. I'm just not one for many of the cartoons that are on today. That includes adult shows. I don't watch Family Guy. I don't watch American Dad. Well, I can't say I never watched the Cleveland Show because I did, but it's canceled now, so of course I can't watch that. Pretty much, yeah. For the most part. I'm still very iffy on Rick and Morty, though. But anyway, that's a topic for another day. Anyway, all adult shows, so yeah, be warned, lots of strong stuff. Not going to go into it, just so you guys get yourself into. Okay, anyway. Styx extended her pinky, and the hedgehog nodded proudly. However, then Styx started lapping up the tea like a dog. Out of Bold. All right. Even though he felt bad, Tails couldn't help his chuckles. The other Amy's trying so hard, and yet Sonic will never choose her if he drinks out of a cup like that, Amy said smugly. Weren't you defending her earlier? She and I have a complicated relationship. Yep. Back to Bold. The scene changed to Tails' home. Piano peacefully. Tails was in charge of the drums, and Amy was directing Styx and Sonic through a dance. Okay, it's out of Bold after this, but before we do, I just want to say I actually used to play like percussion and crash cymbals. So the fact that when I first saw that Tails was playing drums, I was actually really happy because it was another thing that like basically one of the best characters in gaming have in common. If you haven't guessed by like the logo of my channel, I really like Tails. He's a really great character. Tails and Knuckles shared a confused look, for neither of them had touched those instruments once in their entire lives. Really? Now I feel a little bad. I made myself sad now. Anyway, back to Bold. 1, 2, step, turn. Amy gestured with her hands, the dancing duo following her steps perfectly. 1, 2, step, 1, 2. Okay. Out of Bold. Sonic fully expected Amy to angrily point out that the other him dancing with sticks was against everything she stood for or something, but the pink cat was momentarily relaxed, raising her brow at him. Can we dance like that? Yes. See stuff was? No. No. He didn't get the chance to fully answer before the pink cat giggled. Really? Then I can teach you later. It's easy enough. She saw the window of opportunity to bond with Sonic and she jumped right through it. Wait a minute. If she waited later, as in after they escaped later, wait, that wouldn't do. How about I teach you something now? Pausing the show for 5 minutes wouldn't hurt. Knuckles grunted. That isn't a good idea. Tails nudged her. Eggman just glared at her while Metal's opticals flashed. Pause the video and you will meet your end. Pause the video and you won't have usable legs to dance on, Shadow threatened. Shadow! Shadow just... Despite the fact that Metal and Shadow had pushed it too far, Sonic appreciated their inputs. Yeah, what they said. Since she liked having a pair of legs to stand on, Amy backed off. She didn't feel bad, though. While Sonic said no to dancing now, he didn't say that they couldn't do it at all. Yay for young love. Okay, I'm going to stop that. Okay. Back to Bold. Sticks, staring up at Sonic, asked, Why is the music controlling us? I'm not your puppet, Music Master. She struggled in the hero's grip. I'm not your puppet. She freaked out, causing them both to launch into and knock down the fancy backdrop. Yeah, I think she's ready. Oh, by the way, I, I probably shouldn't have said what I just said a second ago, master thing. Well, I mean, I guess there's no harm in it. I mean, it's not like I'm... Yeah, never mind. Sorry, I guess my brain gets carried away with certain things. Try to be extra, just extremely cautious in what I do and say, because don't want to accidentally... I regret. Regret? Yeah, that rascally rabbit. All right, whatever. Let's keep doing this. All right. Out of Bold. More than glad that Amy had dropped the idea of keeping them in here even longer, Knuckles scoffed at the screen. This goes. It can't end well. Someone's gonna end up with a snail in their shirt, Sonic added. Back to Bold. The sun had set, and many were now entering the mayor's mansion for the award ceremony. And Sonic and Sticks were waiting to be introduced at the top of a staircase. The Badger was in an elegant black dress, and the Hedgehog was wearing a brown cardigan. Wait, really? I thought it was red. Perhaps I'm just stupid. Perhaps I just haven't paid attention in a while. Out of Bold. Okay. You know what? I think I'm just going to skip all that. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It just weirds me out, and I don't feel comfortable talking about it. Anyway, back to Bold. Amy, standing at the bottom of the stairs, spread her arms out wide and mimicked the fancy tone of the other guests. It's my pleasure to... Pretty darn accurate. It's my pleasure to introduce the Lady Sticks and her escort, Sir Sonic of Hedgehog. Sir Sonic of Hedgehog? Really? Come on. Also, is that a reference to Sonic and the Black Knight? But I do know a good bit about it. King Arthur is awesome, man. All right, anyway, out of Bold. Her dress is to die for, the pink cat commented on the other Amy's dress. She wore something showier. Definitely not the pajamas she had been dumped in here in. Yeah, she's actually there in her pajamas. I didn't mention that earlier. Yeah. Then she would catch Sonic's eye. She's Sonic. Would I be more attractive to you if I wore that dress? Refused to meet her gaze. Sonic the Hedgehog isn't here right now. Please leave a message after the beep. She puffed out her cheeks. You a question, beep. uh, I don't know why, like, I'm laughing at that. Like, people will sometimes do that all the time in real life. Honest, when it's done to you, it's actually kind of annoying in this situation. But reading it and knowing that they're just fictional characters is actually quite funny. I'm going to check something real quick. Live chat, that's fine. It's been a while. Sorry. Anyway, back to Bold. Sonic held out with a nervous smile. They descended the stairs with confidence. Go ahead, Amy whispered to her once they reached the bottom. Well, I messed that up then. Start with a compliment. That's somewhat whispering, not really. Then again, I have to be loud enough for you guys to hear. Six steeled herself before approaching a mustached ox in a top hat. His attention, such an elegant scent. The badger continued to sniff with an occasional snort. The ox looked highly uncomfortable and disturbed. Amy was severely concerned. Audible. She should be. Tails tapped his chin, a pensive expression on his face. I wonder if Styx has gotten any restraining orders. We'll get some tonight, Knuckles drawled. Back to Bold. On the other side of the room, Knuckles and Sonic approached the serving table. Chow, the speedster exclaimed before eyeing the options. He wasn't too impressed. Asparagus crostini? Hempseed Kui? I don't even know. I'm just going to skip that. Cheese with red radicchio spread? I know some of those words. Food that hard to pronounce couldn't be good. All right, back scoffed. The hoity-toity stiffs love these tiny nibbles. There was then a sneeze and a yell. The boys whipped their heads in that direction, only to see Styx covering her mouth in guilt, and the beaver with a bow tie covered in juice. Amy was face palming. Most of the room laughed. Knuckles wouldn't mind seeing that beaver on screen if it meant that he was being sneezed on. Serves him right for being so annoying. Why is seeing that semi-aquatic rodent down with a fruity beverage? Metal questioned. Lost. This is the first episode, Metal. Sonic waved him off. He was just irritating and he corrected people's grammar. Tails. Metal cocked his head. There was nothing wrong in urging someone to better their erratic and aired speak patterns. That there really isn't, to be honest, especially if you're a writer. Yes, there is, Knuckles pointed at the television. All the time, if you are that beaver specifically. Okay. That sounds a little personal, but okay. Uh-oh, Sonic sighed. Gotta go. After he ran off, Knuckles took a bite of the appetizers and immediately spat it back out in disgust. Ugh. Cheese and red crud ischios spread. Okay, out of Bold. Ugh. Knuckles unintentionally mimicked his double. His good mood dissipated. Back to Bold. There was laughter behind him. The echidna turned around to find two noblemen chuckling. Undefinable rodent with a monocle, and the other was a beaver with a sailor hat. My dear chap, what a marvelously comical, with the rodent complimented. Out of Bold. They really don't get out much if they thought that was funny, and swirling a quill. Back to Bold. Knuckles was closed. Red Crudicio spread? The two men laughed. Out of Bold. Knuckles wanted this to end. They're just hyping him up now. He has to keep going. Sir, the monocle rodent began. You have the audacity to say what we're all thinking. Yes, the beaver suggested. Honestly, I don't know the voice. I guess just go with it. Knuckles approached them with an incredible question. Me? Okay. Red Crudicio spread, he repeated with a smirk, causing the other two to laugh once more. The echidna joined in with them, this out of bold. The Guardian held his head in his hands, and Sonic sympathetically patted his shoulder. He would get revenge for the slap later. It was the perfect mocking, because Knuckles was going through a really tough time. Back to Bold. The focus was now on Sticks, who was in the process of complimenting a walrus. Now you seem prepared for rub the woman's stomach. That's one healthy layer of blubber. She didn't just say that, Del sighed. She did. The lady was instantly offended. Well, I never, as they said. Sticks, Sonic chastised. What? She shrugged. It was a compliment. It's not like I said she wasn't prepared for winter. Back to Bold. She should just forget about going back. She should just forget about going back out in public. Amy uttered, embarrassed for her. She's too far gone. Oh man, excuse me for a second. Oh boy. Oh man. Sitting in the same position for an hour straight hurts. Believe. Ow. Back to Bold. The dinging of glass filled the air, gaining the attention of everyone. It was the mayor. He had a broad smile on his face. I don't know his voice. Welcome to the Awardee Awards, where we award an Awardee Award for award-winning service. Tonight, one of you nominees will be awarded your very own Awardee Award. From unimpressed looks, the mayor frowned. That's it. I'm firing my speechwriter. As I said, don't know the voice. Out of Bold. He should get an award for the most alliterations used in a single speech, Tails muttered. Sonic snickered. It has to be illegal to say award that many times. Actually, no, it's not, because I'm not arrested. To Bold. The screen cut to Knuckles. Check out that ridiculous hat. He gestured to the nearby wall where a hat with antlers was mounted. Official hat of the Jackalope Lodge, of which I am president, the beaver informed. Oh wait, the beaver's not the... Oh, my bad. Knuckles looked eminently worried. The beaver thought for a bit before saying, but upon closer expansion, saying that. I know it's in the show, but I still don't feel comfortable saying that right now. He and the echidna chuckled and fist bumped. Knuckles slid his hands down his face. What exactly is going on anymore? Looks like you're making friends, Amy chirped positively, no matter how strange the process was. The other you is going much, by the way. I see that, the echidna grumbled. It didn't change the fact that the Knuckles were providing entertainment for the rich duo. He wanted this episode to be over soon, and he had a feeling in his gut that he would be saying that a lot over these 9 hours. Hours for you, man. It takes me an hour and a half to read these. Approximately 46, 1.5. Oh, crud. Wow. That is like 69 more of episodes after I am done with this. Congratulations, everybody. Okay, yeah. Anyway, back to Bold. Sticks was anxiously sitting at a table with a few, and Amy were observing her for uncertainly at the silverware. The badger picked up a fork. What is this? A green turtle answered her. It's your pre-salad, post-soup, mid-appetizer, post-cocktail Ternary thimble fork. Out bold. Sonic had a sneaking suspicion, absolutely nothing. That can't be a real thing. Tails, is that a real thing? I know a lot of stuff, but the specifics about the usage of a particular utensils is a lesson I skipped over. Curious, the robot sitting on the floor. Metal, is that a real thing? No, it is not. Fork. Sonic pursed lips. What kind of for a plain old fork? The kind that needs to hurry up and end. Knuckles chimed in. Uh, can't really be mad at that. Although I'm actually that something like that doesn't exist for Tails anyway, because he's probably gonna not know some things. Anyway, about being a genius and not knowing something, I don't know. Bad. Won't be like that in the future. I hope. Back to Bolt. A distant yell and bumping was heard. Eggman was pushing his way through the crowd. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. Evil genius coming through. He pushed the sitting turtle over and took the seat next to Sticks. Move it, shell boy. Oh, that's just messed up. The doctor was scowling. The doctor released a low groan, scowling, excuse me. It was foolish to think that he would be left out. Why couldn't he just let them have their terribly boring party alone? Because he's Eggman. Sonic didn't feel the need to explain more. The human scowled deeper and cursed his omnipresent dedication. Back to Bold. Sonic shouted from his table. How did you get nominated? The doctor interjected. I have a loyal base of... I guess that's somewhat better, I don't know. Back to where a robot was stuffing the ballot with votes for Eggman, who was on top of the machine. My ballot stuffing robot. Out of Bold. Metal crossed his arms, a finger tapping his metallic bicep. That machine is a waste of materials, brain power, and time. They achieved the stuff destroyed. Without things usually go. Back to Bold. Back to the president. Eggman was giving Sticks a suspicious look. Do I know you? Out of Bold. He doesn't know her? Or Tails fiddled with one of... Knuckles shrugged. She probably isn't around all the time and he doesn't care enough to remember. He cracked a couple of his fingers. And plus, we don't know how much time passes between these episodes. To Bold. Sticks recalled Amy telling her to always start with a compliment. She said, oh wait. I'm not talking about that. I know that's supposed to be a joke in the TV show, but no, I'm not saying that. I'm sorry. Anyway, back to Bolt. Sticks held and slurped out of her bowl. She paused, however, when she saw Amy face palming a pinky. Eggman gestured to her. See that, Shelly? That's how a lady drinks out of a bowl. The doctor copied the badger's actions. Bold. I hate this with every fiber of my being, Eggman thought. Back to Bold. Ladies and gentlemen, the mayor announced from a wooden podium holding up an end. Ready to announce this year's winner. He opened it and read the paper, and the awardee goes to... out of Bold, I guess. The audience watching waited for the name, but it never came. On closer inspection, the video had paused itself. The play button over and over again, and frustrated click. His orb shifted over to the striped hedgehog beside Tails. Tails, Knuckles grunted, and when the kid looked at him, he jabbed his chin over at Shadow. He saw the fox's muscles lock up. Gotta do your job again. Oh, why? Why you punish him like this? Tails loudly whispered. When was that established? He'd rather not try to wake Shadow again. He didn't want a broken nose. Really. His turn. Before they could fight over who wasn't going to prod the bear, an item appeared in the air and dropped right into Metal's lap. It was an air horn. Oh, that's funny. Just imagine how this is gonna go. Mike picked it up and examined the noisemaker. It will be sufficient enough to rouse him. Since he believed that Shadow sleeping was the reason why his objective was being planned. Sufficient enough? It'll blow out his eardrums, Amy Harsley rasped. And ours too. Tails didn't like this one bit. I think Tails actually has just ears of like anybody in the Sonic franchise. Well, then again, there's Cream. But out of the characters here, he's definitely got the biggest ears. Buddy, this is probably going to hurt you a lot more than it hurts everybody else. As he plugged his ears with his fingers. Prepare yourself then, guys. This was the perfect revenge for his bruised head. Oh, he couldn't wait to see this. The others hesitantly followed his lead before Metal got as close as he could to Shadow. He was about a meter or two away still, and blew the insanely loud horn. Let out a mixture between a yelp and a scream before instinctively trying to get away from the noise. Little he managed to do was send himself over the arm, crumbling to the floor. A puff of confetti had floated into the air upon landing. Okay. Sonic was the only one laughing as the rest waited in anticipation for Shadow to stand up, for his position had hidden him from sight. Shadow called movement. He threw a worried glance over his shoulder before lowering his slightly throbbing ears and cautiously crawling over to the side of the sofa. Gulping, the kid peered over the arm of the furniture, glancing down. Shadow was staring right at him on his back, feet in the air, with his arms splayed out to the side. Instead of glaring so hard that Tails would instantly catch on fire, those scarlets were unreadable, and that was terrifying. Sorry, Tails squeaked before spouting it. We couldn't watch because you fell asleep again, and the thing gave Metal a nail horn. Please. That sounds like something an 8-year-old would say. Because I'm me. I'm a nerd. Shadow burst. He was wondering exactly how he ended up on the floor. He was sleeping. Then there was an unnecessary loud sound. His ears were still ringing, darn it. Down. The loud sound. Who? The question was more like a demand, and Tails didn't hesitate. Did it? Don't blame you. Ahem. So much rage was boiling under his skin, but at this point, showing it was a waste of energy. To the side and used the couch to help him stand up. He didn't lock eyes anywhere but at Metal, who was standing as well with the air horn in his hand. Unlike earlier, Shadow slowly strolled over there, gaze unwavering. I'm not intimidated. It is more beneficial for you to be awake. Do not interrupt the file again. And his Shadow had grabbed hold of the robot's wrist that was holding the noisemaker and yanked hard. The whole metallic arm was torn from its torso, exposing many wires. Shadow kicked Metal's chest and he crashed to the ground. Blazing Scarlet then snapped over to Sonic, who had been chuckling ever since he had been rudely awakened. The striped hedgehog ripped the horn from limp fingers, plastered his ears against the head, aimed the irritating item at the oblivious hero, and let loose. No one had expected it, and Shadow felt a bit better as they writhed in pain, covering their ears far too late. Shadow, one person is fine, but like everybody else, they had nothing really to do with it. Now, maybe I should stop. Too much of a Tails fan. Ow! Oh, my leg. Okay. It's better. Ow. Man, I'm so gonna need a break after this. Huh. He slammed the... Oh, this is Shadow talking again. He slammed before tearing the air horn in two and throwing the pieces at Metal's face. They harmlessly bounced right off. He went over to snatch the remote from a groaning Knuckles before returning to his seat, playing the show. Back to Bold, finally. A drum roll sounded as the camera zoomed in on Sticks and Eggman. The mayor opened his mouth. So, again, don't know the names. Yes, the Green Turtle cheered. Yahoo! Score one for Leroy. Eggman clearly wasn't happy. Leroy the Turtle? That award was mine. He tapped his chin. So here, I have irritable bowel syndrome, a fish in a tux admitted. Okay. First off, how is the fish breathing without water? Wait, does it have like a water bowl syndrome? Oh, that makes sense. My bad. Okay, back to out of bowl. What? Sonic loudly yelled out, lowering. What did it say? Something about bowls. Tails shouted. Amy looked at him funny. I'm not repeating that. Uh, a boy won? Knuckles boy. Eggman nodded, picking in his ears. Yes, Leroy. Who? Amy asked. Leroy the Turtle. Sonic furrowed his brow. The human beside him. What? Okay, so yeah, I'm skipping a lot of this. Sorry. A level look after his arm had reattached itself. This is your doing. The head chief plainly ignored him, not caring if the bot was right. Back to Bold. Yeah, right now. The doctor growled loudly, lowly. Or I'll take it. Ballot Stuffer Bot suddenly appeared and Eggman jumped over my ballot stuffing robot. Stuffer Bot. He pointed to the large ballots. The mech harmlessly shot papers everywhere. Out of Bold, my bad. The doctor needs to consider a change in occupation. His creations are pathetic, Metal said, rotating his fixed shoulder. What did you say, Metal? What? Oh, sorry, that was Sonic. The robot didn't reply. There was no point. The other wouldn't understand anyway. Back to Bold. This is not quite as menacing as I hoped, Eggman deadpanned before ordering. Minions, attack! I can't do the voice, I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't shout. A swarm of B-bots flew in through an open window. Everyone fled the scene except Team Sonic. Sonic spin dashed. Sticks, get him! Her to help. The badger was downtrodden. A lady doesn't... The ringing in his ears had gone down mostly, so now Sonic could use his inside voice. Did I hear that right? He then glimpsed at Shadow, more than glad that his rival had destroyed that weapon of mass destruction. It would have been terrible if it was still intact. Maybe he should control his laughter a little better. Yep. Yeah, Knuckles uttered, his hearing back to normal as well. Is taking the other Amy's advice way too seriously. I believe when her senses again. Doesn't she see that the other Amy is about to fight? She's a lady. So you say. This close to ripping Metal's arm off again. You know, ripping it because it's already been ripped off. The only person not to say anything, I just realized, was Tails, so that makes sense, actually, considering what I said earlier. I need to stop being so much of a Tails fan when it comes to everybody. Anyway, how I know you. Before pressing a button attached to his wrist, an energy beam shot out, trapping Sonic and Amy in a glowing bubble. He did the same to Knuckles and Tails. Audible. Wow. Tails rubbed the base of his ears. Dodge that. Another detail bothered Eggman. If it was so easy trapping 4 of them, why didn't he do the same for the badger as well? Because this whole episode has been about her, so it would make complete sense to make everyone to let her save the day. His sarcasm was palpable. Eggman released a heavy sigh. Was the other him seriously a villain? Or is this some stupid game so that he wouldn't be bored all the time? The doctor was banking on the latter. I think it's the first, but they just dumbed him down because the show's supposed to be for children. Back to Bolt. The kid punched the barrier to no avail. Sticks, we could really use some help here. Sticks was fighting an internal war. Must remain ladylike. Out of Bold. Amy clicked her tongue appointment. Back to Bold. The ballast of her bot grew arms under Eggman's command and attempted to stab Sticks. She quickly dodged out of the way. The doctor blasted laser cornering the badger. She finally reached her limit. That's it. I'm sick of being proper. Revealing that her regular clothes were underneath. She crouched low, ready to fight. It's time to get primal. Out of Bold. Woo? Tails hesitantly cheered. Sticks rushed forward, sidestepping more lasers. Spoon bent it in half and threw it at Eggman like a boomerang. That makes sense considering a weapon. The doctor ducked under it, but the weapon came back around and hit him square in his wrist. Freeing Tails and Knuckles. The Echidna ran up to the badger's side to help. Eggman aimed the badger's side to help. Sorry, I lost my place. That's why I reread it. Eggman aimed a laser at him, but the two noblemen tackled Knuckles out of the way just in time. The beaver snickered. Give us a pound, dear chap. He and a grinning Knuckles fist bumped again. Bold. Knuckles gritted his teeth. They're so buddy-buddy, but those underused leg of his and dodged him. Aren't you overreacting a bit, Knux? Something elbow snickering. That our other selves don't know how to use their legs under stress. Back to Bold. Sticks charged at Eggman, leapt up, and pressed the button on his wrist. Sonic and Amy were released. Sonic, having landed first, caught the pinkette. They smiled at each other as the speedster set her down gently. Bold, and I think you're going to love this. Sonic saw his light flash before his eyes. She hopped out of her seat, jumping up and down and clapping as if she had been the one caught. Actually, she could make that happen. Giggling to herself, she stepped onto the sofa, balancing so she wouldn't fall prematurely. Disregarding the curious, annoyed, and panic eyes on her, the pinkette closed her own, spread her arms out to the side, and sang song Catch. She leaned back and hoped that the speedster didn't let her slam against the unforgiving floor below. When arms securely cradled, Amy giggled and pegged her savior on the cheek. My hero, how can we... It was at this point when she opened her eyes and promptly gasped in horror. Tails, said Fox, was extremely uncomfortable and resisted the urge to drop to the floor and scrape his cheek against the hardwood. Well, why did you catch me? Amy was flabbergasted. This wasn't what she planned at all. Where's Sonic? Tails faced her in the speedster's direction. On the couch, too busy imploding. Engine hadn't currently looking like someone had been murdered right in front of him. Amy huffed, wriggling in the kit's hold. Tails set her down, and she stomped over to Sonic. She thrusted a finger right in his face. Sonic the Hedgehog, how dare you let Tails crush my fantasy? Herself. Sonic blinked before slowly focusing on her. Hit me with your hammer. She didn't hit me as hard as you can so I can hopefully get short-term memory loss and forget what I just saw. Amy deadpan. I love you, or I wouldn't have done that anyway. Out her cheeks and reclaimed her seat. Knuckles barked out a laugh at how traumatized Sonic looked. Aren't you overreacting a bit, Sonic? It's been established that you and Amy have to be a thing. Shot him a curt glance, clearly showing that he was not amused, and the echidna chuckled again before noticing Tails leaning away from Amy, fighting a blush. Kiss, huh, Tails? The kid. The kid blanched, I guess. Sorry, I got lost. I was reading ahead. My bad. Shouldn't have done that. How was it? Knuckles? Tails screeched embarrassingly, cheeks being set aflame. Gross? The fox realized his great mistake when Amy glared venom at him. I am not gross. Take it back right now. Tails hands up his hands and held his hands up in surrender. Wow. I'm sorry. I changed my mind. It wasn't gross. Amy narrowed her eyes before nodding. You bet it wasn't. She then smiled, hugging the kid. But never mind all that. You're flustered. Your future girlfriend will be so lucky. I ship Tails and Fiona Fox. Or Zoe, the girl from this TV show. Female OC. Relax. I've got multiple OCs. One based on me and one just to give Tails some better girlfriend, one that's accurate. I'm weird. That's been established already. Anyway, keep going. Tails struggled to push her away, blush reaching his ears. No way. Girls are... in Wow, stereotypical 8-year-old right there. What was that? Oh no, he is going to hate episode 40. I stopped watching Sonic Boom, but as soon as I found out about episode 40, I had to watch it because it's called Tails' Crush. Tails is gonna hate it. He's gonna hate it. This is gonna go terrible. And I'm gonna check the chat again real quick. What do you know? Nothing. Oh well. Back to Bold. Sonic then clenched his fist and approached the ballot bot. It shot a laser at him, but it didn't hit the fastest thing alive. And circles around the mech and Eggman, spinning them out. Sticks after the large vase. Eat garbage. She hurled the decoration at the enemy. It collapsing with smoke rising from it. Out of Bold. It's a Metal said while Knuckles entertained themselves with the Tails Amy bickering and with the zoned out Sonic. Back to Bold. Team Sonic all glare at Eggman. I'll be back, the human promised. And next time I'll bring more ballots. A room with his B-bots in tow. More ballots. Out of Bold. Eggman stressfully rubbed his temples again. For everyone's sanity, please don't. On the other couch, Amy decided to let Tails off the hook. He was young and inexperienced and couldn't appreciate a woman's affection. She would forget about what was said. This time. Why did you make Tails such a child, though? Anyway. Back to Bolt. The hiding citizens walked back out into the open. Sticks addressed the Green Turtle. Leroy, you may have won the award, but I think we can all agree that today, I was the real hero. Leroy's smile was arrogant. Yes. But I won the award. I don't know if I've said it before. Six grabbed the trophy and began a game of tug of war. Give me the shiny. Okay. Out of Bold. Shadow, unfortunately, had to agree with what Sonic said earlier. Part of Rouge's personality was definitely in the Badger. And to get her grabby hands or whatever jewel she wanted. Harder than anything. Rouge was stronger than she looked. Golly. That's what I originally wanted to say in case. My bad. Knuckles gave the monocled rodent a thumbs up. Oh, sorry, back to Bold. Knuckles gave the monocled rodent a thumbs up. Stay cool and keep rocking that bow tie. They connected fists and laughed that day. Out of Bold. The Guardian wanted to punch something. This is the point of having pillows. That and to sleep on because they're awesome. And furthermore, how have I not been smart enough to think of this? Much better for my back. Okay, now where were we? Oh, that's right. Back to Bold. Sticks eventually snatched the awardee award from Leroy. Amy approached her. Skin, Sticks. I guess it isn't always proper to be proper. Just following the old instincts, the Badger cuddled her trophy. Think you can teach me how to do that? Amy asked. Out of Bold. Amy cringed. This isn't going to end well. Back to Bold. He followed Amy into the nearest trash can, and the pink cat promptly screamed. Out of Bold. For good for the rest of this episode. I mean, well, yeah. Called it. The episode had ended, and I have yet to make an appearance, Metal complained. Shadow shared his sentiments, wishing that he was anywhere else. Alaska. He would gladly take risking hypothermia over this. A rip off of Alaska, because this sure was interesting, though, at the end there. Knuckles through his neighbor a mocking grin. Wasn't it, Sonic? The hero produced a noise that sounded like a deflating tire as he slid off the confetti-littered ground. Ceiling, he spoke in an accent that hadn't been used since people dueled in armor and since toilets were flushless. Okay, moving on. End my pitiful existence. I had seen too much. Excuse me. Knuckles kicked him. McQueen. I had seen slain. I cannot go on. Eggman scoffed. If only, rodent. If only. Sonic dropped the act, but still remained on the floor. The other me has gone mental. Or, Amy's eyes listened, he has finally accepted the loss, embracing his one and only. Brought la 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 la. Sonic hastily covered his ears. I don't want to hear it. Tails frowned. Maybe you should calm down about. Love can't be calmed down, Tails. Because he didn't want a face full of hammer, the fox didn't argue. This is a note from Kyuubi at the end. Ah, young love. Isn't it wonderful? Reviews and constructive criticism are welcome. Well, I could type a review right here, but I think I've got to end the episode. So, and this is like this. Oh, boy. A crud. Wow. Sure looks like it's trying to turn into a turtleneck. Ugh. Boy, my hair. But anyway, guys, that does it for another awesome episode. Sonic fanfiction. I'm sorry about the earlier topic. I should have not mentioned it. My bad. Yeah. I'm sapping. Huh. 0 viewers for the entire thing. Quite fine. I understand. Well, it's quite late where I am. And how this algorithm works. I think there's a certain time that I don't know. But yeah, guys, I've been doing this for quite some time. So, guys. So, I'm going to keep doing YouTube, keep doing things. But the chapter as a whole, explain. Really funny, as always. Why is Tails the way he is? Kyuubi is definitely living out the meme that Shadow is definitely an edgehog. Die out, by the way. That will probably always be a thing. At least on this channel. I personally know it's just... This is an unpopular opinion, but he's actually not... Well, he makes like my top 5 favorite characters. Yes, I'm being for real. Me for that. Or disagree, whatever, but... Anyway, guys, other than that, Metal and Sonic seem to be getting along. Joking. Okay, that was really weird for me for a second. Sorry. Really, I think living down the humor in this, why Tails is acting the way he is, I don't know. I thought, even though he's 8 years old, I mean, I don't know. I guess I just never thought thought of it like that. Oh well. Anyway, guys, that's all for today. You are doing an amazing job as always. Uh, keep up the good work. You've inspired someone like me, and see you more chapters soon in the near future. My computer's been freezing. Then again, that means the internet I have here. Internet's bad. It's just really agree with it that well. Oh well. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy it. You're doing an amazing job as always. Regardless of if you enjoyed the video or not, everyone who will watch this video in the future, have a God bless day.